Right now, live pictures from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Republican National Convention is underway. Just a short while ago, the casting of the delegate votes made it official. Donald Trump is indeed the Republican candidate for president of the United States for the upcoming 2024 presidential election. And while that was just a formality, the big news from the convention today, Donald Trump has made his announcement as to who will be his running mate. And it is Ohio Senator JD Vance. Hello again, Northeast Ohio. Welcome into 3 News at 5. Thanks so much for choosing to start a week with us. A very good Monday afternoon to my co-host Betsy Kling and to everyone watching at home.
He is Jay Crawford, and you are stuck with us once again, unfortunately. But we have a very big day that is happening here. The newsroom has just been absolutely buzzing. A historic day, as a matter of fact. We have team coverage tonight for you. Our Kaitor K is standing by in Butler County, Pennsylvania, about an hour north of Pittsburgh. He is going to have much more on how the community is reacting after being shaken in that assassination attempt. Monica Robbins will also have more on security preps that are ahead for the Republican National Convention, which started today.
But first, 3 News political reporter Lena Lai starts our coverage with the late-breaking news that Senator JD Vance from Ohio has been selected as Donald Trump's running mate. Lena, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. It has been quite remarkable. We have seen JD Vance make a 180-degree turn from a fierce critic of Mr. Trump in 2016 to an equally fierce supporter of the former president, who then endorsed Vance for Ohio Senate in 2022. And now Senator JD Vance rockets into a bigger national spotlight as Mr. Trump's running mate. So Vance only has less than 2 years of political experience. He was elected in 2022 to replace retiring Senator Rob Portman. There you see a live picture of him right now at the Republican National Convention with his wife Usha by his side. Vance was only able to win a crowded Republican primary after getting Mr. Trump's endorsement. On social media, the former president praised Vance's education and his business experience. Vance graduated from Ohio State University, got his law degree from Yale. He was a Silicon Valley venture capitalist and best-selling author of Hillbilly Elegy, in which he wrote about growing up in Middletown, Ohio, in a family struggling with drug addiction and poverty. I spoke with presidential elections expert Professor Dave Cohen about what the 39-year-old Vance brings to the table for the ticket.
He is a very good Trump translator. He can take Trump's chaotic rhetoric and messaging, and he can kind of shape it and distill it and then make it into a more comprehensible message that the American public finds more palatable.
Coming up at 6, if Vance is elected as vice president, I will break down what Ohio law says will happen in the event of a Senate vacancy. By the way, there has never been a vice president from Ohio, and it is something that hasn't happened in 80 years, a vice presidential candidate from here, the state of Ohio. Betsy.
Wow, there is just so much that's happening this afternoon, and Ohioans definitely taking note of all of this as well. Lena Lai live for us this afternoon in the newsroom. Thank you.
Betsy, the other major story on this very busy news day, FBI agents were seen entering the home of the suspected gunman this morning, the man who attempted to assassinate former President Donald Trump on Saturday. The motive of the 20-year-old suspect, Thomas Matthew Crooks, still remains unclear.
Meanwhile, the site where the rally took place in Butler County, Pennsylvania, is still very much an active crime scene. Former President Trump was on the stage just a few moments when shots rang out. Agents were seen combing this field, as you can see there. The FBI has said their investigation indicates the shooter acted alone.
Now, to try to provide better context for the lay of the land at the rally, take a look at this map. You can see where former President Trump was standing on the stage at the time he was making his remarks, as well as the shooter's location. He was actually on top of a building roughly 150 yards away from the former president. There were also counter sniper teams on the roof that was located behind the stage.
Well, 2 days removed now from the assassination attempt, the town of Butler, Pennsylvania remains shaken. Our Kaitor K was first on the scene Saturday night. He's back with us live now this evening from there. And Kaitor, what are you seeing? What are you hearing there? Obviously, this is a small community that has now been thrust into a very, very big spotlight.
Well, Betsy, you're exactly right, and residents are telling us that they still can't believe this happened. As you said, this is a small town where not much craziness happens, and residents say to have an assassination attempt against a former president here, I mean, they just never saw such a day happening. And you can still feel the tension here at the farm grounds where former President Trump spoke on Saturday. Pennsylvania State Police are stationed all over the grounds, blocking off every entrance. One trooper told me that the FBI is still investigating the grounds. When we walked around downtown Butler today, many folks shared the same sentiment that no matter your political beliefs, violence is never acceptable, and they're absolutely horrified by what took place. And one man told us that the town of Butler is feeling very dark and sad right now.
Butler's a great town, you know? And it just like sucked the air out of them. It's just like, I don't care if you're from Trump, Biden, whatever. It just took the life out of everything. Like, this is the state of the world that we live in right now. It's sad.
We asked a Pennsylvania State Police trooper how long they'll be securing these farm grounds, and he said he was told until at least Thursday afternoon. And coming up at 6, we'll be talking with a man who was selling Trump merchandise right outside of the grounds here, and he's going to tell us about what he saw that night and how all that happened impacted his business.
All right, Kaitor, we're looking forward to our further coverage from you live in Butler County, Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Meanwhile,